to another episode of Direct Edition. I'm Iyare.
And I'm The Mast.
We've got 5 brand new comics from this week's new releases, so without any further ado, let's bring on the books. First up this week, The Amazing Spider-Man is joined in issue 661 by the trainee heroes from the Avengers Academy.
One of my absolute favourite series probably ever is Avengers Academy. Christos Gage writes this issue too. It features, as Iyare said, the trainee heroes and Spider-Man filling a role as a substitute teacher, feeling like he's neglecting his silent side for a while now, and it's just a very, very fun, very, very hilarious in many ways issue, and the characterization is pinpoint. It's just a very, very fun, one and done comic, although it does continue a new story.
Okay, and what's really cool about this is not only does Christos Gage carry on from where Dan Slott's left off, it's a very, very good fill-in issue for this, but also it kind of highlights loads more elements of Spider-Man's increasingly complicated life. A book that we really enjoyed. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue 661, and it's on the shelves this week. This is the Avengers Academy issue number 14 out this week.
Well, as I said, one of my favourite series. It's absolutely brilliant. Nothing, in my opinion, is touching its consistency and its level of entertainment. In this issue, we see the Avengers Academy coming off of a somewhat turbulent time, although they have formed many, many more bonds and they're developing greatly as characters. Hank Pym, unfortunately, sends them into a situation that is a bit out of their league, and they bite off a bit more than they can chew. It's a very, very deep issue and a very, very strong issue.
Now, I'm thinking the big question for all readers of the Avengers Academy is, at some point, one of these guys is going to go rogue. They're all kind of formerly bad, you know, potential bad guys being shaped for badness by Norman Osborn. So, as it stands at the moment, of the Young Avengers, who's the most likely to go rogue, do you think?
It's a tough call, really. I would like to go with Stryker, although that's kind of obvious, but I'm more leaning towards Finesse.
Alright, so check it out for yourselves and let us know what you think. This is the Avengers Academy issue 14, and it's out this week.
This is Batman issue 710 by Tony Daniel and art by Steve Scott.
Now, essentially in this book we're seeing the return of a classic Bat villain in the shape of Harvey Two-Face Dent, who's cutting a bloody swathe through Gotham's underworld in search of the classic Two-Face coin. Obviously, without it, he doesn't know what to do with himself and is in a state of deep distress. And as a result, he is kind of dealing with lots of criminals trying to get back his coin. But above that, or if you will, beneath that, is a kind of a bigger, more nefarious criminal who's kind of pulling Two-Face's strings and leading Batman and the Gotham PD on a merry dance.
Yeah, he really is. And as with all great comics, one of the main reasons we all love comics is the bomb drop at the end of this issue. It's jaw-dropping. As someone who has even got to catch up on Batman, it's a big deal. It's
grisly and emotional all at the same time. Really quality stuff. So check it out if you get the chance. This is Batman issue 710 on the stands this week. This is issue 157 of The Thunderbolts.
I enjoyed it especially because it deals with a lot of dissent throughout the ranks of the Thunderbolts. Luke Cage has tried to do so much good in reforming these villains, and now that fear itself is upon us, we see the undermakings of, well, a bad term for Juggernaut.
And what's really cool about this now is that the Thunderbolts are getting so much action as a kind of a hero team that they're considering setting up a B team and having to deal with the consequences of making even more villains kind of active heroes, and dealing with the management and the kind of the administration of keeping those heroes out and incarcerated whilst letting them free on the world to kind of do hero business. So it's getting really complicated for Luke Cage, and this was a really nicely written issue.
I agree, and the dynamic between Luke Cage and Juggernaut suffers under some great strain, and it's really, really well depicted.
So if you get a chance, check it out. This is Thunderbolts issue 157. It's out right now.
This is Invincible Iron Man 504, the Fear Itself tie-in.
And like I've said many times on this show, this is one of my favourite ongoing series at the moment. I love the artwork by Salvador Larroca, and I've loved the way that Matt Fraction has developed Tony Stark in this new era of the character's life. The tension between Stark and Pepper Potts, the way that Stark is rediscovering himself as a hero, all of that has made this one of the best ongoing series at the moment. And what's great about this is that Fraction builds this epic and tragic event in Paris, that the scale of which is just immense.
It really is. It's the battle that goes down is incredible, and what they endure is really, really grim and utterly dismal, unexpectedly dismal.
So if you have any interest in Fear itself, in the Invincible Iron Man, in quality comic books, do yourself a favour and grab issue 504 of the Invincible Iron Man, the Fear itself tie-in, out this week. Thank you so much for being with us. That's pretty much our lot for the week. We'll be back next week with more brand new comics.
In the meantime, you can check us out on directedition.wordpress.com. That's where I blog. That's where you can find a new post related to anything to do with comics every Monday and Friday.
If you like your blog posts in a micro style, then make sure you check us out on Twitter. Our address, directedition1@twitter.com. And of course, we're always here for you every week on the YouTube channel. And as a final word, a big thanks to our friends here at A Place in Space, who can hook you up with all your comic book needs. Make sure you check them out at their store here on Shaftesbury Avenue, at their first store in Croydon, and of course online at their eBay store. Until next week, from me and
The Mast.
peace out.